To begin processing a return, open the Sales section by clicking on the Sales header located on the Possum Navigator. Next to Invoicing, select the plus button, then click Open Invoices. A new invoice will open. Creating an invoice for a return is very similar to creating an invoice for a sale, except with a few small differences. There are two different methods to process a return. The first, using the Return tool on a closed invoice, or the second, using a new open invoice to manually enter the return. The number of items being returned may determine which method will be the quickest and most efficient way to process the return. If a customer is returning all of the merchandise that was originally purchased, then using the Return tool from the closed invoice would be the recommended method. To do this, first locate the closed invoice from the original sale. If the customer has their receipt with them, simply scan the barcode on the receipt into the top right search field of any invoice window. Possum Evo will automatically retrieve the invoice, and the closed invoice will appear. If the customer does not have the receipt, then the order can still be found in the customer history or by using the search box in the top right of any invoice window to search for the invoice ID. Once the closed invoice has been located, click on the Tools menu located at the top right of the invoice. Select Reverse, and a new open invoice will automatically be generated. The transaction type for each original sale transaction will now show as a return. The quantity and price for each item will appear as a negative value. If the customer is purchasing additional items at this time, you can scan or enter the item SKUs onto the invoice. Once the invoice is ready to be posted, choose a payment method to complete the transaction. If a customer is returning a small portion of the original items that were purchased, or you cannot find the customer's original invoice, then the items can be returned on a new invoice. To do this, open a new sales invoice, then scan or enter the item SKUs being returned. Change the transaction type for each item being returned from sale to return, either by changing each line with the drop-down box or by pressing F7, then R for return, and hitting enter. Whichever method you choose will change the item lines from sales to returns. Once the invoice is ready to be posted, choose a payment method to complete the transaction. Thank you for tuning into this Possum Evo video tutorial. If you have any questions, please reach out to Possum Tech Support by phone, email, or chat with us on our website.